She had a hidden romance with Red Foxx. Today, we understand why Nancy Culp came into this world. Nancy Jane Culp arrived on August 28, 1921 in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania as an American performer whose unique vocal quality, impressive stature, and exceptional comedy skills turned her into a cherished supporting actress during television's prime era. While most famous for her memorable role as Miss Jane Hathaway on the Beverly Hillbillies, her existence and profession included much more than a single legendary character. From her beginning years as a pupil and wartime military member to her career in Hollywood and her subsequent venture into government and teaching, Nancy Culp created a heritage that shows her wisdom, bravery, and resolve. Nancy Jane Culp grew up in the tiny community of Mifflintown, Pennsylvania, before relocating to Miami-Dade County, Florida during her teenage years. An intelligent and motivated pupil, she continued to study at Florida State College for Women, currently Florida State University, where she received a bachelor's diploma in journalism. Culp was recognized for her keen mind and early drive, characteristics that would stay steady throughout her existence. Her scholarly interests led her to pursue her education at University of Miami, where she gained a master's diploma in English and French. Culp's passion for language and composition initially directed her toward a profession in journalism. Prior to performing, she worked as a correspondent for a Miami publication and later in the publicity section at MGM Studios, experiences that introduced her to the internal operations of the entertainment business. These backstage positions provided helpful knowledge, and eventually they assisted in sparking her wish to appear on the opposite side of the lens. Her existence took a significant change during World War II when Culp paused her developing media profession to serve her nation. In 1944, she enlisted in the United States Naval Reserve, showing both loyalty and courage. She served with honor and reached the position of lieutenant junior grade. This military period of her existence helped shape her strong sense of order and guidance, as well as a lifelong dedication to public service and community responsibility. Few performers of her time could claim such direct experience in military duty, and Culp wore her uniform with as much honor as any character she later portrayed on television. Nancy Culp moved to performing in the early 1950s. Her unusual appeal, tall build, and distinctive voice quickly grabbed the attention of casting agents who were searching for unique supporting performers. She appeared in minor roles in movies such as The Model and The Marriage Broker 1951, Shane 1953, and A Star is Born 1954. Usually cast as unmarried women, office workers, or odd local residents. These characters may have been minor, but Culp made each one unforgettable with her detailed performances. Her major opportunity came when she was chosen as Miss Jane Hathaway, the capable and main assistant to banker Milburn Drysdale on the CBS comedy The Beverly Hillbillies, 1962 to 1971. Culp's depiction of Miss Hathaway was skillful. She performed the role with a mixture of tense professionalism and gentle romantic yearning, especially in her unspoken attraction to the oblivious Jethro Bodine, portrayed by Max Baer Jr. Her straight-faced responses, physical humor, and refined manner made her an audience favorite and earned her an Emmy Award nomination in 1967 for Outstanding Supporting Performer in a Comedy Program. Her acting helped establish the show's achievement and gave Culp a lasting spot in American popular culture history. Beyond the Beverly Hillbillies, she appeared in numerous television programs throughout the 1950s to 1980s, including Perry Mason, The Bob Cummings Show, Sanford and Son, The Love Boat, and Murphy Brown. Her adaptability allowed her to handle both funny and serious characters with equal ability. She also provided her voice to several animated television programs, displaying her wide talent and unique presentation. After her time in the entertainment field, Culp entered a new stage of life characterized by public duty and teaching. In the early 1980s, she campaigned for Congress in Pennsylvania's 9th District as a Democrat, supporting social fairness, environmental conservation, and better schooling. Though she finally lost the race partly due to strong Republican resistance and a disputed lack of backing from her former co-star Buddy Ebsen, her campaign demonstrated her bravery and firm beliefs. Following her political attempt, Culp returned to academics. She instructed acting and theater at Juniata College in Pennsylvania, sharing her knowledge and passion of the performing arts with young hopeful performers. Her pupils respected her for her honesty, intelligence, and modesty. In the classroom, just as on set, Culp was recognized for her careful attention to detail and her enthusiasm for storytelling. Nancy Culp wed Charles Malcolm Dacus on April 1, 1951 in Dade County, Florida during the early years of her shift into the entertainment field. Their wedding, while relatively quiet, lasted for 10 years before ending in separation in 1961. Although little is publicly known about the character of their partnership or the causes for their split, Culp seldom discussed her wedding in interviews, choosing instead to focus on her professional achievements. The timing of their separation coincided with the rising path of her television profession, especially as she gained fame for her character as Miss Jane Hathaway on the Beverly Hillbillies, which premiered the following year in 1962. The end of the marriage marked a changing point in her personal existence, after which Culp remained unmarried, dedicating much of her time to her work and later to public duty and charity. Following her eventual retirement from performing in the late 1980s, Culp transitioned into a calmer, more thoughtful stage of her existence. She first moved to a countryside farm in Connecticut, seeking peace away from the attention that had once defined her profession. Life on the farm offered her a chance to reconnect with nature and enjoy a slower rhythm that contrasted sharply with the bustle of Hollywood. During this time, Culp also instructed acting and theater, sharing her wealth of knowledge with aspiring performers. Her pupils often described her as caring, perceptive, and deeply devoted to the craft of performance, finding motivation in her unique profession path and unwavering genuineness. Later, Culp moved to Palm Springs, California, a city known not only for its beautiful desert scenery and celebrity residents, but also for its strong sense of community and dedication to charitable causes. In Palm Springs, Culp involved herself in charitable work, dedicating her time and energy to several local organizations. One of her primary connections was with the Humane Society of the Desert, reflecting her lifelong love for animals. She actively supported programs aimed at rescuing and rehabilitating mistreated or abandoned animals and often advocated for responsible pet ownership. Culp was also a member of the Desert Theater League, through which she remained connected to the performing arts community. Her participation included attending performances, mentoring young performers, and occasionally participating in local stage productions. This allowed her to continue nurturing her passion for acting, even after stepping away from the screen. Her presence in the local theater scene was celebrated, and she was admired for her humility and willingness to give back to the artistic community that had once propelled her to national fame. Additionally, she contributed her efforts to United Cerebral Palsy, a nonprofit organization that supports individuals with cerebral palsy and other developmental disabilities. Her work with UCP included fundraising, public awareness campaigns, and hands-on support at events. Culp's commitment to this cause underscored her compassion and desire to make a tangible difference in the lives of others, particularly those facing physical challenges. In her later years, Nancy Culp's legacy expanded beyond her television roles as she became known in Palm Springs and beyond as a compassionate, civically engaged individual. Whether it was caring for animals, encouraging budding performers, or championing the rights of people with disabilities, Culp's post-Hollywood life was marked by purpose, service, and an enduring generosity of spirit. For decades, fans of classic television might never have imagined a connection between two beloved but wildly different stars. Nancy Culp, the refined and witty performer, best known for her portrayal of the prim and proper Miss Jane Hathaway on the Beverly Hillbillies, and Red Foxx, the brash street-smart comedian who rose to fame as the quick-tongued Fred Sanford on Sanford and Son. But behind the scenes of Hollywood's golden era, the two shared a bond that was not only unexpected, but deeply compelling, and for many years kept secret from the public eye. Nancy Culp and Red Foxx moved in very different professional circles. Culp, with her sharp intellect, dignified presence, and background in journalism and the military, had a reputation as a private, serious-minded woman. She held a degree in journalism from Florida State University and had served in the U.S. Navy during World War II as a member of the Women's Reserve. Her path to acting came almost by accident when her articulate voice and commanding presence earned her small roles in the early 1950s. She was soon typecast as the quirky spinsterish intellectual in a string of character roles, most famously as Jane Hathaway, the buttoned-up secretary in the Beverly Hillbillies from 1962 to 1971. Red Fox, on the other hand, was a powerhouse of raw comedy, steeped in the world of raunchy stand-up and nightclub routines long before network television sanitized his persona. Known as the King of the Party Records, Foxx built his early career in the black entertainment circuit known as the Chitlin Circuit, crafting a persona that was irreverent, fast-talking, and full of comedic edge. When he transitioned to television, he brought that same energy to Sanford and Son, which aired in the 1970s and made him a household name. His style, swagger, and unapologetic bluntness set him apart from the reserved, measured tone of someone like Nancy Culp. So how did two such different people come together? According to insiders who later revealed long-guarded details, their relationship blossomed during a period when both stars were navigating the complex undercurrents of fame, personal identity, and the ever-watchful eye of the press. They reportedly met at a charity event in Los Angeles in the late 1960s, a time when both actors were at the height of their television fame. Though their public personas couldn't have been more different, they connected on a deeper, more intellectual level. Both were known to be voracious readers, passionate about civil rights, and unafraid to challenge societal expectations in their private lives. It's believed that the reason their relationship remained a secret for so long was due to the intense scrutiny of the era. Not only were they an interracial couple during a time when such relationships were often met with backlash, but both were fiercely private individuals. Culp, who never publicly came out as gay or bisexual, was known for deflecting questions about her personal life. Foxx, meanwhile, had his own reasons for keeping his romantic entanglements under wraps, as he was already navigating a turbulent public image shaped by multiple marriages and personal struggles. There's also speculation that the relationship was more than just romantic. It was a true meeting of minds. Culp admired Foxx's fearless approach to comedy and social commentary, while Foxx was reportedly drawn to her intellect, dry wit, and sense of humor. Their chemistry, while never showcased on screen, was apparent to those who saw them together at private gatherings and parties, where they would engage in long conversations, often laughing and debating into the early hours. Ultimately, their relationship may have been fleeting, or simply one chapter in the long and layered lives they both led. But as more stories have surfaced in the years since their deaths, Culp passed away in 1991, Foxx in 1991 as well, the picture of their bond has become clearer. What they shared was not just a secret romance, but a mutual respect and quiet companionship that defied expectations and social barriers. Their story is a poignant reminder that even in the glitz and spectacle of Hollywood, some of the most meaningful relationships happen far from the spotlight, rooted in friendship, understanding, and a willingness to see beyond the roles others assign us. In the end, the real reason their relationship stayed hidden for so long may not have been scandal, but simply the desire to protect something rare and genuine in a world that so often seeks to define people by appearances alone. Nancy Culp, best known for her portrayal of the prim and proper Miss Jane Hathaway on the hit television series The Beverly Hillbillies, faced serious health challenges later in her life. A longtime cigarette smoker, Culp's habit likely contributed to the development of the illness that would eventually take her life. Like many of her generation, she began smoking at a time when the health risks associated with tobacco use were not yet widely acknowledged, and cigarettes were commonly portrayed as fashionable and even sophisticated. Unfortunately, decades of tobacco use would have lasting consequences. In 1990, Culp was diagnosed with cancer, a revelation that marked the beginning of a difficult and painful final chapter in her life. Although the specific type of cancer was not publicly disclosed, she bravely underwent chemotherapy in an attempt to combat the disease. Chemotherapy, a harsh but often necessary treatment, is known for its debilitating side effects, including fatigue, hair loss, nausea, and compromised immunity. Despite the physical and emotional toll the treatment took, Culp approached her illness with the same resilience and grace that had characterized much of her life and career. However, by 1991, just a year after her initial diagnosis, her condition had worsened significantly. The cancer had spread, indicating that it had metastasized, and the treatments were no longer effective in halting its progression. Friends, family, and fans were devastated as her health deteriorated rapidly. On February 3, 1991, Nancy Culp passed away at the age of 69 in Palm Desert, California, a serene desert city where she had spent her final years. Her death marked the loss of a unique and beloved figure in American television history, a woman who had not only entertained millions, but also broken ground as a female comedic actress in a male-dominated industry. Following her death, Culp's remains were returned to her home state of Pennsylvania. She was interred at Westminster Presbyterian Cemetery in Mifflintown, a small town nestled in Juniata County. The peaceful setting of the cemetery reflects the quiet dignity of the woman herself, and it serves as a place where admirers and loved ones can pay tribute to her legacy. Though her physical presence is gone, Nancy Culp's contributions to television, her memorable performances, and her trailblazing spirit continue to endure in the hearts of those who cherished her work and life.